Hey folks, Country Prepper here. So in my last video I had mentioned that I was getting a knife design of my own being made, and I finally got it here today. So it actually didn't take him that long to do it at all. The maker of this knife is Brandon over at BCK Knives. His YouTube channel is Down South Survival. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description box below. You are going to want to go over there because I'm going to have another one of these made for the 10K giveaway. And one of the things that you're going to have to do is be one of his subscribers in order to win. So with that said, I quit teasing you. There it is, guys. That is one big, nasty, badass, awesome looking knife. So you might notice a few things that look similar to other knives out there, and there's a reason for that. I wanted that. I kind of took parts of different knives that there was something I liked about each one of them, but it just wasn't just right for me. And that's why most people have a custom knife made, is that there's just nothing out there that's just right for them. There are a lot of knives out there that I really like, but none of them were just exactly what I wanted. So that's where this one comes in. So the pommel looks a lot like the Becker knives, like the BK2, BK7, BK9, those. And so that's pretty much what I wanted. But now there's another reason that I chose that. There's also a reason why this handle looks the way it does, and he nailed it right on the head with this handle. It is just exactly what I was after, and it does look kind of big and blocky. He can round them out a little more if you want to order one. He can make the handle, you know, make some small alterations to it to what you're wanting, but this is how I wanted it. Now this is a 6-inch blade. It is 5160 spring steel, carbon steel. 5160, he had, to keep the cost down on him, he gets steel from like the scrapyard. Spring steel, 5160 is a leaf spring. And so, or that's what they make most leaf springs out of. And so it's really good steel. It holds an edge. From my experience from other knives, it holds an edge very well. It's a really good steel, really tough, durable steel. And so this one has, you'll have to go back. He has a bunch of videos on making this knife, and he'll explain the acid that he used for this coating. He can also do like a high polish to it, or pretty much what you want. But I wanted this because it looks cool for one, and you know, corrosion resistance, things like that, and it just, you know, it sets it off from a lot of other knives out there. It just looks a little different. So this handle, the handle material, is what he calls bird's eye maple, or some people call it spalted maple, I believe. But just, it's beautiful. It's the same handle material that my bushcraft knife from Steve over at Bushcrafter 1973. Same handle material he made for those. So when he said he could put that on there, I was just you know, perfect. Then I have knives that somewhat match, at least the handles do. And so, and I think it looks awesome. I mean, just look at the pattern of that. It's just beautiful, I think. And those pins that he put in there with the copper liners, I mean, this is just an absolutely beautiful, beautiful knife. I love it. And so what I was saying about the handle, it might look kind of big and blocky, but there are reasons why I wanted it made that way. So one reason is, if it's got, you know, I got big bear paws, so it being the size that it is perfect for me. But like I said, if you want to order one from him, you get something just slightly different, he can do that. So he's a great guy to work with. But anyway, with this handle, I'm rambling a lot in this video. Can you tell I'm out of practice? But what's the best angle for me to show this? So this fits me very well, and I can, you know, I can get a good grip and get some good leverage to use this knife. However, If I needed to choke up even further, then my middle finger goes there, this finger goes there, and I'm choked up really, really tight on there. But with having this little dip in here, that helps me lock that finger in. So, and then you still have all of this real estate that's rounded to get a really good grip on this handle. No jimping on it. He could put jimping on it if you want. I don't like jimping. That's just my preference. The grind on this is a very, very high saber grind. It might have a slight convex to it. It does look like it has just a very, very slight convex to it, and I really like that. The reason for that is it's 1/4 inch thick, so that way you have plenty of spine, plenty of material here to smack that, and you don't have to worry about breaking the knife. If I put some type of a swedge on here or anything like that, it thins it down, less material to hit, more prone to breaking a tip, things like that. The tip is very nice and beefy there. So the other reason for the shape of this knife, and the same principle as on the front, you can lock your middle finger in here. If you say, you know, it's got plenty of good front weight to it because it's a pretty hefty knife, but if you needed to get a little bit more leverage, you lock your middle finger in there, and then with this being like that, it gives you a place to put your fingers so that it doesn't hurt to grab a hold of the back side of the knife like that. So it just gives you a little bit more leverage for chopping. And you got plenty to hold on to. Now, I did have a lanyard hole in the back. I don't typically put lanyards on my knives, but it's there in case I ever need to, or, you know, for just being part of the design. So he does have a nice notch in there for sharpening it. That was not on my original plans, but I'm really glad he put it in there. It's a great idea. Does make it a lot easier to sharpen, especially if you happen to be, you know, out. It is a survival knife, survival tool. I call it the Country Prepper survival tool, obviously by the title. But just, you know, it's one of those things in case you have to, it's there. So the other reason for the pommel being exposed like it is for, you know, crushing nuts, making tinder. You know, when you if you're using like the inner bark of, say, like a cedar tree, something like that, if you mash it down really light, and it makes it more fibrous, makes it easier to fluff it up, makes it easier to take a spark. You get a fire a lot easier if you do that. So that exposed pommel is for crushing, smashing, stuff like that. So that's the reason for the exposed pommel. In one of his videos, he said something about the exposed pommel on there, but he wasn't sure what the purpose was behind it or why I had it on there. That's why I put it on there. So, and then the other thing, this top being angled like that is the same thing for the chopping. That way, you know, if it was straight out, it would have a 90-degree corner and it would be poking you in the palm of your hand. So that's the reason for that pommel being the way that it is. Also, I wanted it hooked under, you know, for that reason of having your finger right there, so that way it can't slip forward and fly out of your hands. So there you go. It is 2 inches tall this way. Like I said, 1/4 inch thick. What else can I tell you about it other than he just knocked it out of the park? He's done. I've caught up on all of his videos. He has made some really awesome knives. So I highly recommend, even if you don't care about getting in the giveaway, go watch him. He makes some really cool stuff. So I have not used this knife yet, believe it or not. So I am going to grab a hold of something, turn around, give you a little close-up, just do, I don't know, some feathers or something like that. Just some simple stuff, just to kind of give first impressions, get a good feel for the handle and that sort of thing. So here we go. So just for a little bit of chopping test here. This is pretty dry stuff here, but it does a hell of a job. Some simple carving. Hit him out there. Make a hell of a tent stake. Well, let's see how sharp the spine is on this thing. Oh, wow. That's really blasting some sparks now. It's not even getting that squeaky noise that I usually get out of this ferro rod. Well, let's do that a little more. Tender's not terribly dry. So as far as first impressions go, man, Brandon, you knocked it out of the frickin' park, man. I've never gotten a hold of a knife for the very first time and had it work this well for me. There was always something I had to do a little something different. It was even, you know, let's see how the edge held up. A few hairs. It's still hair shaving sharp, guys. So he hit the heat treat really well. I don't know exactly what the Rockwell hardness on it is, but you know, maybe you can head over to his channel and ask him on one of the videos about this knife. But like I said, I think he knocked it out of the park. So just talked to him this morning, and if you guys want to get one of these knives, he will do them for $150. That does not include a sheath. That is one knife that I will take orders on sheaths for. I don't need to make sheaths anymore. I still have a video I need to make about the future of CP Kydex, but as for right now, that is the only knife I will take orders on sheaths for. If you order a sheath from Brandon over BCK Knives, if you order this knife, I will make you a sheath for it. However, it won't have, you know, I can't really give you a turnaround time because I still have a few left, but from before I got 6 sheaths to get done. So those are the only knives right now that I will take orders for sheaths for. But you're welcome to take it elsewhere. You can take it to whoever. So that's it for today, guys. Let me know what you think. Thanks for watching, guys. See you next time.